She's a girl that stands for what she believes in. And she's a girl that I think everyone needs to know her story because she's just that girl. And I want to play her music, but I definitely want you guys to clap it up for our keynote speaker, CleoTrapa.
To find out, everybody ate. Everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Everybody ate. Guess what? Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what?
Jordan, too much. You gotta let that girl sit.
He don't play about me.
Play about you. If Dorian see Cleo come in, he gonna drop everything and make sure she look good. That's one thing Mr. Dorian is gonna do. So, first of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, every time I see you, I say I'm proud of you. That's like my thing. I fuck with, ooh, excuse me, are we cursing on this?
Maybe.
Are we cursing? We're not? Okay, we're not. My bad. I got a little too comfortable. It's a New York thing, y'all. Every time I see Cleo, I get excited. I always tell her I'm proud of her. I remember meeting you backstage at One Music Fest in Atlanta. Are you still in Atlanta?
No, I'm not. I'm home now.
Okay. Okay, woo! I'm still in Atlanta, but okay. And I remember meeting you, and you were just so dope. Like, you was open, you was smiling, you were talking to everybody. You were really a girl's girl. And, like, you just immediately was someone I just messed with. I want to say the F word so bad. You're someone I immediately messed with when I met you because
She gravitated towards me.
I did. Because I see a lot of me in you. You're beautiful, and I'm stunning, so I love that. And you're just a funny person, and not just funny, you're just really authentic. So my first question for you, because I know you're getting even more famous by the second, how do you stay true to your authenticity?
Well, I stay true to my authenticity by, I don't know, like, I stick around the people that I really, like, grew up with. That's kind of, like, how I stay true to myself. And it's like, you know, we just regular girls. We just do what we been doing. We chilling, we smoking, we vibing, you know, and that's really how I stay true to myself. I don't really switch up too much on my bitches, like, my girls from the grain.
If anyone knows me, they know my day one stay around me. Woo! Look at my day one. So I respect. Listen, we gonna have fun up here. So that I feel that. What happens when, and I know a lot of the girls probably went through this, what happens when you don't have people on your team staying on the mission? Because sometimes when we bring some of our friends with us, they don't always stay on cue. Sometimes, okay, you already know what I'm about to get to. Yeah.
I feel you, and the answer to that is really short, sweet, simple. If you don't get the bigger picture, you get cropped out. You get what I'm saying?
Woo!
That's just it right there. You get cropped. It's okay, boo. It's all right. Maybe in another life, in another time. Right now isn't the time, you know? Everybody got their mission, you feel me? And I feel like your friends, not every friend is gonna be a part of that mission. That don't mean it's like, all right, like, what's up? It don't gotta be like that, but I will say you can't have them around as much. You know, people grow apart and stuff, so if it's your friends, the people that's around you that are holding you back or making you feel stagnant, then you gotta let that go. Gotta let that go.
Write that down, guys. Cut them off. Let them go.
It's
Write it
not a
down.
problem. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay, but you gotta let that go.
Let it go. Okay. So I want to get into your story, a little bit about you. Tell me where you're from, where you grew up, and what were your dreams as a kid? I just want to know, like, kind of what you saw for yourself when you were 7, 18. You're so cute. 7, 18, 16.
Well, I'm from Staten Island, New York. I'm from Park Hill. Growing up, I always wanted to model and act. That was like my whole thing. And then it went from modeling and acting to like wanting to be a fashion designer. I wanted to be a fashion designer so bad. So bad. My mom took me to High School of Fashion Industries audition. She wasn't really too into it at first, you know? But it's like, you know, she was on some like, you know, let me take her and see what happened kind of thing. But she would always tell me like, girl, ain't no money in that field. Ain't no money there for you. You know, she was that kind of vibe.
Listen, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it be. That's how it be.
That's how it is.
I wanted to do fashion really bad. So she took me to that audition, High School of Fashion Industries. I ain't make it. I ain't make it. I don't know if it was the grades. I didn't make it. So I left that dream alone. And that was that. I'm like, all right, my mom wanted me to do nursing. So I said, okay, I'll do nursing. You know, you already tried to like help me a little bit. I failed. So let me just do nursing now. So that was that. I did nursing for probably like a couple of years. I was in high school doing like a nursing program. I graduated with my CNA, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to college, get my RN, and I was in college for like a year and a half. I'm like, this isn't for me.
It wasn't.
This isn't for me. Like, I gotta chase my dreams. And you know, my real dreams, for real, I had to take it back. I'm like, all right, girl, let's get back to the modeling and the acting and the music. Like, let's get back to that. So yeah, I followed my dreams.
Period. Woo! Yes. Damn, I'm inspired right now.
And she's on board now too, by the way.
Woo! Shout out to African mothers being on board.
Yeah, like get on board. You know what I feel like too? I feel like a lot of African parents, they don't know how much power like is in supporting your kid. Like, yeah, you feel like this is impossible, but you don't know how much power that's inside, like just support. You know what I'm saying? Like just the support is very important. And you know, it's not always about what you want for us, but let us have a vision for ourselves too, and let us see it through too. Like, you know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are Caribbean and Latin, and it was like that for shout out. And it's like that. I think it's an immigrant thing. You know, I think
They want the best for us.
You know, they came up maybe some poor, maybe some middle class, and I think, like you said, they just want the best for us. Okay, let's get into it. So, speaking about getting into music, so this conversation is called The Pivot. I met you as a content creator. So what made you, or maybe you always had it, but what made you want to go into music?
So I've been doing music since 2018. And when I started doing music, you know, the industry at the time, it wasn't really like a welcoming thing. I didn't look at music like, I didn't look at the people in music and think to myself like, I can do this too. It didn't give that. You know, I was skinny as hell back then. So it was like body, color. I'm like, okay, the girls is thick, BBL, light skin. I'm just looking at it like from the outside like, man, do I really fit in? You know, and I was pushing my music. I was pushing it, but I felt like people recognize you more when you're already famous. Like when you already are like known, that's when people pay attention more. So I was doing videos and I was doing music, but I took like, I don't know, the music just took a back. It just played the back. And I just stopped doing it at a time. I just slowed down with it, and I was doing more like videos and stuff and like building my fan base in general. Because at that point, I told myself like, all right, I'm gonna build my fan base. When I'm ready to release music, at least I got a fan base.
Right.
No cap. I'm like, I got a fan base. People's already gonna tune in. You're gonna tune in because you fuck with me, or you're gonna tune in because you actually like the music.
Right.
So that was my step towards things because I realized how the industry just was in general. So it's like, all right, if you don't fuck with me now, what's good? What's really
smart.
the dealio? Like, you know a bitch. So,
Yeah. That's hella smart. No, because you are right. When you have an audience already, it is easier to pivot. because you already have a fan base that will support anything you do because they grew to love you, they grew to like you, they grew to support you. So that's extremely smart. What advice do you have for someone who's looking to pivot? Maybe they don't have an audience, or maybe it's just they want to pivot a different career. Maybe the one they're in right now, maybe it's not working, maybe it is, and they just want something new. What advice would you give them if they want to pivot, like just a different career, they don't have that fan base?
I would say to connect with people that are in the same field as you. You guys have things in common, or, you know, like just the same ground level, you know what I'm saying? And you guys can grow together. I would say that. Because not everybody is, you know, I wouldn't say doesn't have like personality or doesn't, you know? But not everybody's like that. Not everybody's open, you know? So I think you should find your people. Definitely find your people and connect with them. Some people are a little shy. It's okay. Other people are shy with you. You know, find your people. Stuff like this is where you find your people at.
I agree. You know, I think that is very important. You know, find who vibes with you. Find who wants to build with you. Because it's not always the easiest to mesh, you know. So I agree with that 100%. One of the questions, because I've always wondered this about you too. So you're very creative. I love how you bring in house into the music. I love that you kind of bring in the drill into the music. How do you find your sounds and creatives? Because I'm pretty sure you have a great producer. How do you find the creatives you like to work with? Because I'm not going to lie, a lot of people came up to me and say, hey, could you introduce me to Cleo? I want to style her. I want to shoot her. I want to do her hair. Like, how do you choose your team? I'm curious.
I choose people based off messages I get. I ain't gonna lie. I look at messages I get. I look at the intro and what people say to me, their story and stuff like that, and I gravitate towards that. I love that. I'm reading that and I'm like, okay, I'm checking your page too, and I'm gonna see if it matches, you know. And that's how I pick people. That's how I pick them, you know. That's how I do it. I'm humble.
No, I like that.
I don't care about followers and stuff like that. I don't care about that. If your work match, your vibe match, everything match, we match.
Period. So I like that, number one. So it sounds like to me like you're a vibe person. And I think not everyone knows how important it is to kind of match someone's vibe and to kind of like acknowledge when they're in a bad mood or acknowledge that they're not like, listen, so how important is it to just kind of read the room? I don't know if anyone has asked that, but I feel like that's so important. How important is it to read the room?
It's very important to read the room. It's very important. A lot of people aren't blessed with that gift, and it's very unfortunate because you end up looking confused sometimes, no cap. But I think that's very important. It's a very important quality to have. Maybe build it too. Just because you don't have it right now doesn't mean you can't learn to read the room. It's all in people's faces. You could just tell when something is off. You could just tell.
Yeah. No, that is real. Because one thing I noticed, because obviously you're a celebrity, celebrities, I feel like those are people you have to read the room with. Because sometimes they're not as welcoming in the moment. Cleo's different. She's one of those girls that's like really nice, but they're not always as welcoming. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. If anyone wants to work as an entourage or anyone with a celebrity, you gotta definitely know how to read their vibe. I think that's key to working with someone who's in the limelight.
Because a lot of people, not even a lot of people, everybody is human. So I read something online one time about like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like different words to describe stuff or whatever. And it's like this one thing where you see somebody outside and you just wonder like, I mean, not even wonder, you just see somebody outside and you know that their life is just as complex as yours. Everybody has their own story, like every single person. So just because somebody is famous or in the limelight doesn't mean that they're not a human being. Like, we're all human and we all go through stuff. I could be having a bad day. Sometimes I be having a bad day, and you can see it on my face. When I'm having a bad day, it's on my face. And people will take that bad day that's on my face and think, all right, she's a meanie. She's mean. Well, no, I'm having a bad day. You don't even know what just happened to me. I'm about to crash out. And it has nothing to do with you at all. I promise you that. So I think a lot of people shouldn't really judge a celebrity or an influencer or whatever the hell y'all call it these days based off of, just that first impression. I think you really got to sit down with somebody and really talk to them and really get to know somebody before you fully judge them. That's just me.
That's beautifully said. That's very honest. So one of the things you said is you already had an audience when you pivoted to music. So, and I feel like this is one of the hardest things, so kudos to you on this. How does one build an audience? How do you connect with people online? How do you make them interested in your content, in your personality, in your looks, in your makeup, things like that?
I would say stay consistent, because when you stay consistent, people will eventually notice you, eventually see what you do, and gravitate towards it. Definitely stay consistent, for sure.
I definitely agree. I think consistency is key.
That's the whole key. That's it. Just being consistent. And I really can't say how to really build your audience. I can only say to stay consistent, because not everybody's supposed to, it's not for everybody. It's not
true.
for everybody, It's just some people have that factor and some people don't. But I will say consistency is key. If you stay consistent, I believe you can get anywhere that you want to get.
I love that. And woo! Thank you. No, she's right. Consistency is key. So let's talk a little bit about anxiety, because I feel like anxiety holds people back from consistency. How important is it to stay above anxiety? Do you ever struggle with anxiety, or do you struggle with just feeling like, damn, I'm not it? How do you deal with that, if you do deal with that?
I don't deal with anxiety, but I will say that I procrastinate a lot. A lot. There's a lot of times where I would want to do something, and I don't know. It's a bad thing, procrastination. It's just, I don't even know what's the real reason behind it, where I was just, maybe I'm lazy a little bit. I'm a little lazy. But I get past it eventually. Some people don't ever get past it.
No, that's real. It's very simple, but that's real. I don't know what to say to that. because yes, procrastination is a thing. Not everyone gets past it, but it is a thing. It really honestly could be your worst enemy.
No, for real. It can have you sitting in bed rotting. And I be wanting to rot all day too, but you gotta get up. No, yeah.
Yo, it's I'm laughing because
I love to rot in bed, but you gotta get up.
It's very, she makes me laugh. It's very real. It's very real. And I kind of want to go into it deeper, but I kind of agree. So it's hard for me to ask a follow-up, because you kind of just got to do it for real. So if y'all have questions, I'm going to leave it for y'all to ask, but definitely ask about that, because I'm trying to think how I could follow up that. Because it's right. She's right. I can't even say anything on that. That being said, this is Fashion Girl Summit, and it's about the fashion girls. Tell me a little bit about your style. I do run a media company, so I do be in the gossip. So I saw somewhere that you said, I saw somewhere that, you did bring up that you started as Y2K trend, and I agree. So tell me what got you into your style, and, why you even went Y2K? What even made you want to go that way?
Growing up, of course, that's the era I grew up in. I wouldn't say that I'm fixed on one style. I would say that's a main style that I'm always on, because I love that era. But I think how I dress is more so how I'm feeling. And I like to mix things from all eras. I'll wear something from the 50s if I feel like it. 70s, 80s, if a bitch want leather, 90s. I like what I like, word, but you will mainly see me in that Y2K drip, no tea, no shade. And I won't say I started a trend, but I am one of the many pioneers.
Listen, I love it when I see people doing this. That's all you mannequin. He's like, yes, you did. You did start it. I will do an open up for questions, because I know we have the after party after this, and I know people like to drink and shake ASS. I want to curse so bad. Um, so I want to like walk around and give people questions. So Raw, I see you there. So when you're ready for the mic, just give me the cue, because I do want to give people questions and ask. Oh, I see you right there. Oh, I see you right there. Okay. So I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes. I'm gonna ask one more question, but I want someone to get the mic because I want to make sure y'all ask. I know y'all wanted to ask. Okay. So this is my second to last question. So one of the things I've always wanted to ask you, because I know you're younger than me, but you've always been so smart. I feel like you've always kind of, you always knew how to maneuver, I've always felt like you had a vision. So do you pray? Like, are you like really into this? Like, I wanted to ask, like, what keeps you focused? Because I feel like one thing I see young people, and I've known you for some time, one thing I notice young people don't always have is the focus. And I'm 29, so let me not say young people, but younger people. How do you stay focused?
I want to be a millionaire so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. That's how I stay focused.
Woo! They clapping it up. Woo!
That's really it for me. I talk to God from time to time. I do. I wouldn't necessarily call it praying. I don't pray as often. I do pray, but not as often. I talk to God more, you know. So, yeah, I call it talking to God.
I love it. It's a relationship. That's all
It
that matters.
is, as long as it's there. And I think everybody needs to build a relationship with God. You never know when it's your time. And you don't want to go without having that relationship with the Lord, boo. So I highly recommend that. And there is a God.
Amen.
I don't know what y'all believe in, but as long as you believe that there is a higher power. Mwah.
Okay. So I want to give questions. Do you have a mic, Raw? Dorian's going to pass. Okay, so come to me and come. You come up. You know what? Let people shine. Come up. Yes. But no, stay right here. Let me give it a mic. So give it a mic and ask your question to Cleo.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Chantel.
Hi,
And I follow you a lot, and I love everything that you're doing. So I wanted to ask, like, how do you, like, get inspiration for your music, and, like, where does that come from?
Inspiration from my music comes from the mood I'm in. I feel like a bad bitch majority of the time. So that's what my music is gonna give majority of the time. If niggas is getting me tight, the boys, then I have to start dissing them too. So yeah, definitely my music depends on my mood, the environment that I'm in at the time. You know, a little liquor, a couple licks, do it to you. So yeah. You're welcome, babe.
Hello. Oh, hi, Cleo. Hello. My name is Wumi. I'm also Nigerian from the Hill, too.
Period. Hi,
260. I wanted to know, since you're also Nigerian, I do content creation. How did you convince your parents to let you pursue this full time and not focus too much on school? And how did you convince them to let you do that?
It wasn't, I didn't convince them. They kept asking me when I'm going back to school. When you going back to school? When you going back to school? I'm just like, I'm gonna go next semester. I'm gonna go next semester. I kept saying that. Thank God for the pandemic, because that, I thank God for the pandemic every day. That pretty much changed my life, because I was able to really focus. Everybody was on social media, so everybody needed something dealing with social media, and I was already a content creator, so the deals was rolling in hard. And they seen that, and what I did, I picked up and moved. I don't know if they was gonna stop saying anything. I had to move. I had to get up out of there. I'm like, okay, I got my queen, and I went to Atlanta. And my mom watched everything I was doing in Atlanta. She gagged. She's like, oh, wow, this is what, so you with this person? Okay. Oh, exactly. They gotta see it to believe it. That's what that is. They gotta see it to believe it. Ain't no convincing. They need to see it, boo.
So results.
They gotta see it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They gotta see that coin. They don't play.
Okay, my Aries brother, come on. And then after him, if there's one more, just come over there and we'll finish up.
Hey Cleo, my name's Tyreek. One of my questions is, cause like, I know listening to your sound, you go from like the drill music, you do a little bit of that rock star, it girl, and sometimes your music is like, it sounds like it's like real street. how do you go about picking like the best sound? Like, what do you consider like is your go-to sound when it comes to music?
Ooh, this question be taking me because I do one thing and people love it. I do another thing and people love it. And it's like, people gonna love something and some people not gonna like it. You know what I think when I see stuff like that, I say to myself how much I love Lana Del Rey and how there's people that don't care for her. That's just how I think about it. Like, there's really good music and some people just don't care for it. It's just not their genre. That's why I like to make music for all ears. I like that. But I know people are like in this thing where they feel like people need this fixed sound. As an artist, I don't feel like you need a fixed sound. Like, you know my voice, you know where I'm coming on the track, but the beat can change any moment. If I want to give a rock drill, I'm going to give a rock drill. If I want to go on that shit and give a 90s, I can give a 90s. If I feel like, if I want to give a yo-yo or MC Light, I could do that too. I could do whatever I want to do. It's just how I'm feeling.
As you should.
Hello.
Hi.
Quick question. As a rising artist,
This top is so cute. Not to cut you off.
thank you. As a rising artist, how do you define success for yourself?
I define success when my mom's not working anymore. When I could put my mom up in a big old house, I'm successful. That's it.
Hey, Cleo girl.
Hi, babe.
I love watching your videos. You are hilarious. I love how honest you are, vulnerable, relatable. I really wanted to know, because you just shine so much and you have such amazing confidence. Did you always have that, or did it kind of develop as you got older?
I would say it developed as I got older, because growing up, I would say elementary school. I remember it really vividly, because I started off in Catholic school, and then my mom put me in a public school when I was in like 2nd grade. And that was like a turning point for me. I feel like everything was so like yippee yippee until 2nd grade. And it's like this public school was like ghetto. They were so mean. Like, I never had to defend myself so bad. So I think that did it for me. And I had to tell myself, like, you're that girl, like, And it's not something that happened overnight. Definitely happened overnight. I would say around like high schools when I was like, all right, yeah, you know who it is.
Last question. So now today, how do you quiet the noise when there's haters, people that saying things, especially for people who want to get in like content creation? They want to put themselves out there, but they're like, I don't know if people are going to think about me or say. So what do you tell yourself now with more commotion around you?
Somebody's always going to have something to say. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Somebody's always going to have something. It's like, it's just a given. You can have everything in the world. Somebody in the back is gonna say, you don't have this though. There's just always gonna be that person. There's always gonna be those people. And you really have to block it out, because what I tell myself is that you wish you was me. That's what I say. You wish you was me. I don't know, I just feel like somebody that's confident within themselves and has everything, they have everything going for themselves how they want it to go. They don't got time to be telling me that I'm not that bitch. Who you think you are?
Clock it.
What is you mad about? You mad because you're mad at yourself. So we don't pay attention to people that are not happy with themselves. We just don't. We don't. We ignore that.
Love it. Thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
Hey, we have room for one more question. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, my name is Zacharina.
Hi, I love you here.
Thank you, my friend, and KamaraSpice.xo. So my question to you is, how do you combat pushing for your creativity in general as a dark-skinned woman in an industry that's so overwhelmingly powered by like colorism and sexism and all of those things. For example, like, the Doechis are finally getting their shine, the JTs, all of those things. So when you're in a room with people who are overwhelmingly, I wouldn't say overwhelmingly, but you just feel like it's like a suppression of what you can do. How do you push for your voice to shine in that moment?
Well, if I'm in a room where I'm feeling how you explain, I'm leaving that room. Leaving that room, that's not the room for me. I'm not gonna force myself into spaces where I don't feel accepted. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. So I would say, go where you're accepted, where you're loved, and where people love you.
Period.
Period.
Thank you.
That was a great question. That was a great answer. I think that's, wow. Go in spaces where people love you.
And there's a lot of those spaces.
There's a lot of spaces like
There's a
that.
lot of those.
You know, all of you guys are creative. All of you guys are unique. All of you guys have a story to tell. And there's a brand or a person or an audience that will support you. Like, I felt that. Because I'm going to be honest, you know, like, that was something I did very early on. You know, I want to give you guys this. You know, there's a lot, I think it's like, what, 14% of, like, 14% of black people in this country. I think it's like 18% of Latin people in this country. And I think Asian is like 3%. But I use those numbers because we're, like, over, like, 100 million or like 800 million people in this country. So 14% of 800 people is like, let's say 100 million for easy math. That wasn't right, but let's say. So that means you can sell. Brands are looking for you guys to sell to those people. Cleo mentioned brand deals, and I might ask that as to close it out, because I don't know if you guys are looking at brand deals, but I want you guys to leave with this. All of you guys are unique to an audience. So you could be from the DR, Puerto Rico, Panama, Cuba, Jamaica, Nigeria, South Africa, and you can sell to so many people. You don't have to be in a box if you don't want to. Look for those who are looking for you.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Okay, so my last question, and we're gonna close it out. What was one of your favorite brand deals and why?
One of my favorite brand deals was with Milk Makeup. I did like a Milk Makeup commercial, and it was my favorite because it was their first commercial, and I was the only black girl, so that means I'm the first black girl on a Milk Makeup commercial. And I think that was like exceptional to me. I loved it, and it was a full circle moment. My mom was there, and look, it's a commercial. Look, I'm modeling. Look, I'm doing everything. Oh, shit. It was good. It was good.
I saw those on the subway.
Yes, I
Those
saw
are
that.
big. Those were big. Okay, guys. So I want to thank CleoTrapa. Woo!
Thank you.
I want to give you your flowers. I got a big fan who wanted to do this. He wanted to publicly give you your flowers. He's so happy. Woo!
Thank you so much.
And honestly, we just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for always supporting anything I'm doing, because you're at every show, you're at everything I'm doing. And I want to thank you for just shining bright and being who you are.
I'm gonna cry. This is so
I'm proud of you. I'm proud.
I love
That makes me cry. No, that's emotional. That's emotional.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud of you. That's emotional, but I'm so proud of you. Damn, that's emotional, but I bought those flowers for you because I'm so proud of you. I don't want to cry in front of people, but I'm so proud of you. You're so dope. You're such a good person, and it's like, I love everything you're doing. People love you, and we want to see you win. We want to see you succeed, and I just, wow, like, wow, I didn't expect to cry. Woo!
Thank you.
Yes, so just keep it going. Malika, if you're back there, just play something amazing out. I don't think she probably, they said no, she's not back there. Fine, whatever. But give it up for CleoTrapa. Woo!
Thank you.